So today, most people are into this farmhouse kind of thing, so I'm going to show you how to do a nice white distressed on wood. So here we go. So what we're going to need for this project is we're going to need a dark color, preferably a spray paint. We're going to need a white or gray or whatever color you want to use, and you're going to need some sort of sander. I'll be showing you how to do it with this unfinished tea candle holder. So let's go outside. Walked outside and that's what I found. So I'm going to be using a charcoal gray. I've never done black. I don't know if black would make it too dark, so I would go with like a really dark gray. All we're going to do, this doesn't have to be perfect, but all we're going to do is just spray it down. Like I said, this doesn't have to be perfect. Don't add too much paint or you'll be waiting forever for it to dry. Just one little coat. There, now we'll just wait for it to dry. So it got done drying. It took about 2-3 hours. I went ahead and did the other two for it. So I'll show you the next step. So the next step is we're just going to paint this white. So here we go. I like to use Latham gloves for painting because it's hard to get off your hands if you get it on there. And then I also like to use these, which are to hold up your paint project so you don't have to worry about getting it on the work table. So these are good to have. But you can use a brush or a foam brush, or I like to use these shop rags. They work really good. So yeah, all I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it. So here's coat number 1. You're probably gonna need about 2 or 3. So we're just gonna wait for this to dry. You can put a fan over it and make it dry faster, and then we'll go over it with the second coat. Okay, so I just got done with the second coat. We're gonna add one more just to make sure we get a nice white coat. So here it is after its third coat. You don't need it to be perfect, so it doesn't have to be fully white. If you see some of the dark, that is totally okay. So next up, we're gonna be sanding. So the final step is to sand it. We're gonna be using 120 grit, and I'm going to be using an orbital sander. So when we're sanding this with my orbital sander, I don't like to sand flat. I like to have it kind of at an angle. I don't push, because if you push you'll go through both the white and the black into the bare wood, which doesn't look bad, but then you're kind of defeating the purpose of the first coat. So don't really push, but do kind of keep it at an angle. Also, when you're sanding, you might want to either have really good ventilation or something like a mask to keep the paint dust from getting into your lungs. That's really bad. And also you might want to wear some ear protection if you want to. That's optional. Here we go. So that's what your results should look like if you don't push too hard. Sometimes I do a little bit, but if it does go into the bare wood, it still looks good. But that's what your end result looks like. I'm going to keep going just to show y'all some more, and I'll show you the final result. And keep in mind to do the sides, to make sure you do all sides to make those look rustic as well. So here we go again. Now for the top. And there you have it. That's how you distress white paint. Well, there you guys have it. That is the farmhouse white distressed technique that I use to make these and other products at our store. I hope y'all learned a lot. I hope y'all try it. It is very fun to do. See y'all later.